How about a game? Mythbusters Animal Style. We ask a few groups of people at the zoo some questions about animals. Many times they answered with a common myth. Can you tell the truth from the myth? Let's find out. Question number 1. How far can a porcupine shoot its quills?
You're no good at this, Trudy.
I have no idea.
10 feet?
I would say probably 5 feet.
What, 10 feet?
10,
10 feet.
12 feet.
20 feet?
20 meters? 30 feet.
What do you think?
How far can a porcupine throw its quills? Now, that's a question we hear a lot. But if you think about it logically, a porcupine that had the ability to shoot its quills would mean it would have an internal air compressor. So it would be able to shoot those quills out. Just not something that God designed in porcupines. So porcupines cannot throw or shoot their quills. What they'll do is they will slap themselves against something that's trying to attack them, in which case then the quills go into that animal or person, and when the porcupine pulls away, those quills pop right out of their skin really easy. But it would be a horrifying exhibit to walk past if porcupines could shoot their quills.
Trick question. Sneaky. How'd you do? Did you fall for it? Question number 2. What does a camel store in its hump?
What does it store? Water.
Water? Water.
Fat.
Fat water. Turn to water. Water? Okay.
Fat.
Water.
Water.
Fat.
What do you think? Is it water, fat, or something else?
What does a camel store in its hump? This is an often asked question in the zoos. A lot of people think that camels store water in their humps. Unfortunately, that is not true. There is fat in those humps. They are able to go long periods without water, but it's not because they've got built-in water bottles. It's because they're just designed to be able to drink a tremendous amount of water at one time. So no, they're not carrying around their own water bottles. They are carrying around fat in those humps.
Yeah, our spare tire. We don't have humps. We have spare tires.
I guess us humans store excess fat. Why not a camel? Next question, please. Why are flamingos pink?
It's food.
What, the sun?
Natural, maybe?
That's something from their food. Their diet. Okay. Yeah.
By eating the shrimp in the water.
I want to say it's the keratin in shrimp.
I would probably say natural pink.
What's your answer?
So flamingos get their coloration from what's called beta-carotene, which is what is found in the brine shrimp and the algae that's part of their natural diet. So that gives kind of a reddish pink coloration to their feathers. In the absence of those foods, a flamingo's feathers would be white.
Most of the zoo visitors we polled were onto that one. It's interesting how much a flamingo's food plays a part in what color they are.
Sometimes you'll see varying shades of pink in the flamingos depending on the abundance of food that they may be eating. So you're not going to have white flamingos, but you may have some that are darker pinkish red and some that are a little bit lighter in coloration.
What does an ostrich do when it's scared? Most people think
Buries its head in the dirt or something.
It hides. It barrels its head.
Like put its head in the dirt?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't run. I don't know.
Runs.
Fluff its feathers up real big.
your answer?
There was a cartoon once called Olive the Ostrich where when an ostrich is afraid, it would bury its head in the sand. And as kids, we've all seen that analogy, been told that analogy. But there really wouldn't be a need for an ostrich to bury its head in the sand for several reasons. Number one, it is the fastest animal on two legs, so it can reach speeds of up to 45 miles an hour. So it could outrun just about anything that's chasing it. And if it buried its head in the sand, it'd have a difficulty breathing. So that is not true.
It's a myth. It's a myth.
Sometimes an ostrich will lie down. Maybe if it doesn't have the ability to outrun its prey, or maybe it feels like it can't run anywhere, an ostrich will lie down and try to blend into its environment. Sometimes when we're moving ostriches in the zoo, that happens as well. It's not necessarily because they're afraid, it's more because they're stubborn. They just don't want to move, so they lay down. When a bird that big lies down, it can be a little difficult to get it to move.
They are definitely runners. Here's a quick behind the scenes whenever we were shooting Dad talking about ostriches for another episode. Here's what you saw.
When you look at an ostrich here, for instance, its brain is roughly the size of its eyeball. So not a lot of complexity in that brain.
And here's what you didn't see. Next question. What's an elephant's favorite food?
Peanuts. Peanuts.
I don't know, probably some kind of fruit.
Grains? Apple. Grass?
We often hear that an elephant's favorite food is peanuts. Well, that is not the case either, unfortunately. Elephants can eat up to 225 pounds of food a day, and that's a variety of foods. A lot of leafy things. They love to strip certain branches from leaves. They'll also pick things from the ground, dig up some tubules from time to time, root around in the roots. But there are no peanuts where elephants are found, so that is not their favorite food. And as a matter of fact, they've got a big stomach, a big appetite. They might eat a few peanuts, but it wouldn't be something they'd eat all the time.
This myth might have come from the 1900s, when elephants were in the circus and during the show they would sell peanuts. Actually, peanuts are too high in protein for an elephant's diet. Last question. How do you make a tiger purr?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Feed it. Put it on a hot rock.
How do you make a tiger purr? That's a trick question.
Tigers don't have the ability to purr. Your house cats can purr because they have a soft palate in the roof of their mouth. And so they're able to vibrate that palate with inhaling and exhaling. And so it creates that vibration that we know as purring. But your tigers and all of your large cat have a hard palate in the roof of their mouth. So they don't have the ability to purr. Tigers will chuff. It's a noise that they'll make when they're happy, kind of like a cat purrs, but they make a chuffing noise and it sounds more like a